Let's do it this way. Bad. Anything else bad or good? Look at these ratios for a second. Look at the debt ratio. Even though the company took on so much more debt, okay, previously debt ratio is 48%. Now it's 54%. Do you think that that's too high? Has the company borrowed too much money, you think? Industry norm is 52%. Can the company handle that level of financial risk?
Yes.
You think so? I think it can.
I mean, it's not as bad as, I mean, it's worse in the industry, but probably 2%, I mean, I think it can recover.
I think the debt ratio isn't too high. I think it's okay. So the company, even though it's grown, its debt ratio has stayed the same for the last 3 years almost. So that would indicate to you that the company is growing in a sustainable way. If you saw the debt ratio shoot up to 60 or 70%, that would indicate to you that debt may be now a problem. How are they going to handle all of that debt? They've never handled that kind of debt before. But here you can see that the debt ratio is pretty steady. It is above the industry average, but is McDonald's a typical company in its industry? Would you say when it comes to fast foods, McDonald's is just your typical fast food restaurant? Look, think about it from a business perspective. Buying stock. You want to buy stock in a fast food restaurant. How would you say McDonald's is different from all the others?
There's probably more of them. You see more than the rest.
It's the largest chain in sales. It's very well established with its customers. And there's a level of safety that you would get with McDonald's that you would not get with some other food chains. So can you name for me a restaurant chain, a fast food restaurant chain that you think might be a riskier investment than McDonald's, just from what you know about fast food?
KFC.
KFC, why?
It's more expensive.
Because it's more expensive, so it's more prone to, is it really?
Yeah. McDonald's is the cheapest.
Yeah. David?
I was going to agree with that too, because there are better fast food chains in terms of taste,
Yeah.
at least in my opinion. Like Popeyes or like Bottle Top.
Are those better in terms of taste?
For the chicken, yeah.
But as an investor, what would you like about McDonald's?
There's a certain pink slime anymore.
There's a what?
They promote that they don't sell pink slime anymore.
Really? They don't? Yeah.
At least that's what they say.
I think like good things about McDonald's is like first it's everywhere, literally everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's people are always buying, like rich or poor.
It's McDonald's. And there's a level of McDonald's. There's a level. Yeah. It's like comparing how many people have been to Great Adventure, and how many people here have been to Disney World. What's the difference?
Disney World is more like child. It's more for little children. There's not like exciting rides as Great Adventure.
What's the difference between Disney World and Great Adventure?
It's easier to go to the adventure.
It's easier to go to Great Adventure. What else?
It's less
Oh,
expensive.
Disney's really expensive.
Disney's really expensive. What else?
You may go to Disney once or twice.
For crying out loud, it's Disney World, right? There's a very significant difference between the two. It's hard to describe, but it's Disney World, right? It is the standard.
It's just like
People do not fly to New Jersey to go to Great Adventure, right? Now, with McDonald's, McDonald's is the gold standard for fast food. So I would think the riskiest ventures in fast food would be companies that are not as well established. Perhaps, you know, they have this whole thing now with With healthy fast food? What is it like? What's the one? There's one on like this healthy Mexican food and it's all fresh ingredients and stuff. Chipotle, right? I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. You know why? Besides the fact that it's not kosher. But I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Do you know why? As an investor. Because it's not a proven business model.
Isn't the Chipotle the place where they serve it on open grill or something like that?
Yeah, it's all homemade, fresh ingredients and all this. That's very nice, right? It's probably much better for you. It's not poison like McDonald's. But think about it another way. Wait a second. If you're an investor and you're looking at investing, right? You want to buy a company that has a rock solid business model. And people buy cheap, crummy, fast food. That's very quick, right? And they've been doing it for a very long time. So yeah, McDonald's is going to experiment with salads or whatever, you know? But the truth is that people are going to keep buying Big Macs and all this other stuff at McDonald's, and it's just a proven business model. If you switch the business model around and you say, hey, we're going to serve fresh ingredients and we're going to make it fresh for customers, we're still going to keep the price down. As a consumer, that sounds like a great proposition, right? It sounds like a place where people would want to go. But from a business model, it's not rock solid proven yet. In other words, they haven't shown that they can make money doing this for 50 years. McDonald's has. Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't like, that was the same with, I guess, both Chipotle and when we were talking about the internet last week. Like, they were both, even though unproven, that'd be where like the highest gains would have been. So like in a short-term investment, would that have been the best possible?
Oh, that's definitely true. Right, it's very true that Chipotle, there's more risk involved in Chipotle, and that's part of the difference, is the level of risk. The level of risk in Chipotle is much higher than the level of risk in McDonald's. Risk works both ways. Risk could be risk of losing a lot of money because it turns out that you can't produce fresh, fast food at a reasonable price that customers will buy. Or it could turn out that customers really like this and the company turns out to be wildly profitable. So risk works both ways, yeah.
Now I was going to say something similar. The only difference between McDonald's and Chipotle is the years of experience both of them have. They both have different platforms. And Chipotle, to my understanding, is like relatively newer.
Right.
Like in the past decade or so, right?
Uh-huh.
And they're more or less experimenting. Sure, it's high risk, but if it manages to gain some form of foothold, or manages to find a balance between like profit and expenses, then it may turn out a profit.
Yeah. It could go either way. It could turn out to be a really great thing, and it could also turn out to be a flop.
Yeah.
Did anyone see any warning signs or signs of financial weakness here? I guess what we could say is that increase in liabilities. So how many people here with $10,000 would invest in McDonald's based on this information? Nobody. Why not? It's the gold standard, guys. Why wouldn't you invest in McDonald's? Yeah.
I don't think it would be a bad investment. Long-term investment. I mean, I can't see them ever disappearing in the next few decades.
Right.
Long-term investment, I think it'd be good to let your money sit in there and grow at the standard stock rate.
Uh-huh.
So I think it would be a good long-term investment with not that much risk.
So you would vote yes?
Yes.
How many people here would vote no? You gotta vote. How many people here vote yes? How many people here vote no? All right, everyone didn't vote. Let's try it again. How many people vote yes? How many people vote no? Okay, who said no? Why'd you say no, Harvey?
Because if I, as an investor, I probably was seeking a higher return than...
You want a higher return. You're a risk guy, right? So you wouldn't invest in it because you're looking for a big payoff. Anyone here think McDonald's is going to deliver a huge payoff?
Not sure.
No.
I don't think so. I don't think McDonald's is suddenly going to come across some kind of winning new thing and their earnings are going to double. Right? Would you expect that? Now, you might expect that from Chipotle.
You should see their new mascot.
In what?
You should see their new mascot. It's some sort of like cheap 3D talking burger things.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really a TV kind of person.
I just found out on CNN and apparently it's for children.
It's the mascot scares children.
Yeah.
I always thought McDonald was creepy. He always just, I don't know, something about Ronald, a guy who walks around in a clown costume that really bothers me. I find that I've always found Ronald McDonald very troubling. I don't know, maybe I should get therapy for it. Now, what I'm going to tell you is, I'm going to do this just because I'm a nice charitable person. We're going over the multi-step income statement. Now, when you prepared your income statement on your project, you might, after we go over this, say, holy, I didn't know that. If I knew that, I would have done my project a little differently. So if you want to make a change to your project in the next day or two, to tell you the truth, I'm not going to be seeing your project. If I have to prepare an online class by tomorrow, I'm not going to see your project until at least Friday or Sunday. So if you want to take these changes and put them into your project and reload it, and upload an updated version of it, I'm just going to let you do it. So based on what we're doing here, if you want to make changes, I'm not always able to do it, but I'm able to do it for part 1. So you can change it, and Blackboard will keep track of, I'm just going to count whatever the last one is that you submit. So if you want to correct your project or add something based on what we go over, that's perfectly fine with me. Yes?
Can we submit it twice? Sometimes there's...
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I programmed it so you can. Who needs the notes? Who didn't buy the book yet? Anybody? Okay.
It's online.
Oh, you bought the online book? Sorry. So I'm not always going to bring copies. This is probably going to be the last day I'm going to do it. But here they are. Now, the income statement